Hello dear students, my name is Vikram Nalade. I am from Mechanical Engineering Department working at Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Yadra, Itsakanji. Today we will discuss some contents of machining processes. We will start it from drilling. So let's discuss about drilling. Drilling is a process of material removal to develop the holes in metals by using a drilling machine here. So this is a picture representing creation of the holes by use of drilling bits. So the tools are called drill bits, used to cut away fine shaving of the material as the drill advances in rotational motion through the material. Here drilling holes are developed by forcing the drill bit into the stationary job as on a drilling machine, or by forcing stationary drilling in rotating workpieces as on a lathe machine. So let's discuss about drill bits here. Drill bit is a common multi-point tool and typically has a pointed end. It is the most commonly used type here. Twist drills are available with parallel shanks up to 16 mm diameter and taper shanks up to 100 mm diameter. The standard lengths are called jobber series twist drills. If these are short drills, then it is called stub series. If long drills are used, then long series and extra long series. Different helix angles are available for drilling a range of material. So three main material types are used in case of drill bits: carbon tool steels, high speed steels, and cemented carbide tools. So in carbon tool steels, drills have a low cost but should be used occasionally and at low speeds. In case of high speed steels, these are most popular and having good strength. About cemented carbide twist drill, these are very economical for high production but are more expensive and must be handled carefully to avoid breakage. These are used for drilling malleable iron casting and non-ferrous materials, and alloys such as copper base, brass, aluminium, magnesium, zinc based, and also plastics, hard rubber, etc. These are not used for steel's components, or there is a likelihood of their breakage due to high tip pressure. So this slide is representing or giving information about various parts of the drill bits here. So the most widely employed drilling tool is the twist drill with the two cutting edges, or it is called lips here. The cutting edges are also called lips here. A twist drill consists of main parts like the point, then the body. This is the body of the drill bit. Then the neck. This is neck here, and the shank. So shank may be parallel or it may be taper shank. The point comprises the cutting elements while the body guides the drilling operation. The body of the twist drill has helical grooves. These are called flutes cut into the surfaces. The flute form the cutting surfaces and also assist in removing the chips out of the drilled hole and making the coolant to get to the cutting edges. So these flutes are very important for removal of material, and also coolant gets inside. The drill is held and rotated by its shank. The cutting edges are straight and are separated by web thickness. So it is here mentioned the web here. Uh, to help provide adequate strength and rigidity to the drill, the web becomes progressively thicker towards the shank. The body of a drill is made slightly lesser in diameter, leaving a narrow margin. This is the margin here. This reduces the rubbing action between the drill and the hole wall and allows the cutting fluid to reach the point of the drill. The two margins facilitate the removal of heat generated in drilling and properly guide and locate the drill. So here drills typically have a high length to diameter ratios, hence they are capable of producing relatively deep holes. So various nomenclature about as we have discussed that this is the lip relief angle, this is the helix angle made by helix and the horizontal axis, this is the fluid length, this is the body and the overall length of the drill bit here. From the front side, this is the margin, this is the land web, this is the clearance diameter, this is the body diameter clearance, chisel edge angle, and this is the chisel edge. So this is in this diagram the point angle is represented, and this is the drill diameter. These are the geometries of the drill represented as a cutting lip angle. This is the lip clearance angle, and here C chisel edge angle. This is the representation of the fluid in the grooves of helix. So these are incorporated to carry away the chips of the metal, and the outside surface is relieved to produce a cutting edge along the leading side of the each fluid. So we'll discuss the main features of the drills are as follows: the point angle, lip relief angle, chisel angle, and helix angle. Here point angle is in the range of 118 degrees to 135 degrees. It refers to side cutting edges angle of single point tool. Lip relief angle, that is also called clearance angle, and have a range of 7 to 15 degrees. This angle is equivalent to end relief angle of a single point cutting tool. Chisel angle or dead center angle is having range of 125 degrees to 135 degrees. This angle is indication of clearance on the cutting edge near chisel edge. Helix angle, that is 15 degrees to 30 degrees. This angle is equivalent to back rake angle of single point cutting tool here. Different types of drills are represented in this diagram. This is normal drilling, this is for core drilling, step drilling, this is for counter boring, counter sinking, reaming process, this is center drilling, and this is gun drilling. Now we'll discuss about some of the machines of drilling here. First type of machine is sensitive drilling. So here this is the diagram of and this is a picture of sensitive drilling machine. It has a strong base foundation, and over which one column is here. Over the column the transmission system, power transmission system, as a motor which is transmitting power through belt to the step cone pulley, and it transmit to the power to the spindle head, and that is connected with the drill via spindle. So the power transmission is electrically operated here, which rotates the drill. Along with the vertical column, table is connected over which workpieces are mounted or fixed here, and drilling action is taken by the drill bit here. So why it is called sensitive? Because operator can sense the cutting action and adjust the feed rate. That's why it is also called a sensitive drilling machine. Holes generated in such type of machines are 1 to 15 mm. These are very smaller machines designed for drilling holes at high speed in light workpieces. And as we have already discussed, that workpieces are kept on the or fixed on the tables. Next type of drilling machine is upright drilling machine. The design is almost similar like sensitive drilling machine, uh, but it has a larger and more sturdy build. The column may be round or box section. It can be raised or lowered along the pillar depending upon the height of the job, clamped in positions for rigidly. The table is in the case can be rotated about its own axis, this one, and the swivel is also possible. The swivel of the table about the pillar and the rotation of the table about its center permits easy locations of the job under the drill. So next type of drilling machine is a radial type of drilling machine. These machines are used for drilling holes at different locations on heavy and bulky workpieces, which are either inconvenient or impossible to mount on the table of the upright drilling machines and cannot be moved easily. So this is the vertical column with which the radial arm is connected here. The motor which transmits the power. The table is fixed here to the proper and strong base as a foundation here. So it can be raised or lowered along the column with the help of elevating screws. So the movement of the radial arm can also go up and down by this use of elevating the screws here. As compared to previous one, it has similarly power transmission system to the spindle. This is the feed and wheel spindle, and along with that drill bit is connected. The drilling head moves back and forth on this arm. On most radial drilling machines, the movement of the arm, the drill head, and the spindles are controlled by the power feeds. Due to the back and forth movement of the drilling head along the arm and the swinging motion of the arm around the column, holes can be drilled in many different locations without moving the workpiece. So the motion of the head along the drill spindle permits positioning of holes in a circle with a radius almost as large as length of radial arm. So this is called radial drill machine. Here the rotating spindle can be moved up and down relative to the arm through the feed mechanism. This is convenient for heavy jobs that cannot be moved around easily. For drilling a number of holes in a job, the holes diameter are up to 7.5 centimeter. So these are all about drilling machine. We will discuss some of the points under design consideration. It should allow holes to be drilled on flat surfaces and perpendicular to the drill motion. Otherwise, the drill tends to deflect and holes will not be located accurately. Interrupted hole surfaces should be avoided or minimized by improving dimensional accuracy. Then hole bottoms should match, if possible, standard drill point angles. Flat bottoms or odd shapes should be avoided. Then through holes are preferred over blind holes. If holes with a large diameter are required, the workpiece should have a pre-existing hole. Then dimples should be provided with the pre-existing holes are not practical in order to reduce the tendency of the drill to walk. Parts should be designed so that all drilling can be performed with the minimum of fixturing and without having to reposition the workpieces. Blind holes must be drilled deeper than subsequent reaming or tapping operations that may be performed. So these are about drilling machines. Thank you so much.